Should
Yeah,
we?
let's start. First, I want to welcome everybody to the March meeting of the Durham PC Users Club. My name's David Swain, and I'm going to be the moderator for tonight's meeting. And I want to give a special welcome to all our guests tonight, and hope maybe that we see you again. And if you want to find out more, you just have to visit Facebook and type in Google Durham Computer Club in Facebook, and you'll get our webpage, and that's where they have information about other meetings coming up. So, and tonight too, we're going to do something a little different. We're going to use chat for all the Q&As. So as the presentation is going on and you have a question, just go down to chat, type in your question, and we'll just keep them going. And then when the presentation's finished, we'll have a list and we'll kind of work our way through some of the questions. So that should make it a little simpler. So moving ahead, for many years, Mobile One has been using one of the VRX simulators in our traveling display. And it goes all over the place. It's been everywhere in North America, and it's been on the road, I think, with that same simulator, or two of them. I'm not sure if there's been one in each trailer, but it's been running for years and years, and it's been ultra reliable. And also it's really state of the art. It's full motion. And when we show up at places, people line up endlessly to try and get a turn in this thing. It's that much fun. So tonight, we're going to have VRX simulators actually share some of the technology and some of the direction that they're going. And I think you're going to find it kind of interesting, because it's maybe not what you're thinking either. So our speakers tonight is Danny Wolcheski, and he's the founder of Seed Interactive. And he's working with VRX on some of the projects, and he'll probably expand on that. Robert Stanners, he's the CEO of VRX, and I expect he might join here a little bit. And also we have Alex Helinsky. He's a sales and support technician with VRX. So he'll be able to answer some of the technical questions that you have. So with that, I'm going to turn things over to Danny and let him share his screen, and away we go.
Okay, thank you very much, David. Thank you everyone for taking the time. We're thrilled to be here. I spoke with Robert not too long ago, and I'm not exactly sure where he is, but I'm sure he'll be joining us shortly. So at VRX, we have a lot going on, and this is one of the more exciting projects that we're just embarking upon. As a brief introduction, given that this is also the first year anniversary of the pandemic, which wreaked all kinds of havoc and all kinds of sadness and a lot of really bad things. At VRX, we tried to look at this and see how we could build back better in terms of the experiences that we provide and some of the things that we're doing. And we're going to share with you now one of the projects that we're working on, a very exciting project. We've just secured locations for it. And there's a lot more going on, and Alex, I'm sure, can answer things like that. But this project is near and dear to our hearts. It's been a dream of Robert's for a number of years, and we've been working with him sort of as VRX East for a number of years, sharing the same kind of dream. And so I hope you guys like the presentation and are inspired by what we're doing here. Sorry. Good. Okay, so we're starting something that we're calling the Racer X Club, and again, it's been a dream of Robert's for a number of years to basically get sim racers and virtual racers together, communicating and building a racing community outside of the real racetrack and into the simulation world. It's a virtual racer's dream. From casual to hardcore, virtual racers of all kinds will love the thrill of the race, the chance to compete and to truly engage. So basically what we're doing is we're creating a software game that players can sit in the seat and they can play from all different levels. Whether you're a casual racer that's never raced before or you're a professional racer, the game will level up and allow you to experience the thrill of racing. With 6 degrees of freedom on the chair will move exactly like a race car. We have all the real world physics of the car built into the software, all the real world physics of the tracks, and racers will compete without the danger and without the cost, but with all the thrill of an actual race. Each two other chairs, both locally within the location itself, and also remotely across locations where we have these different racer clubs. We've just secured nationwide locations for the Racer X Club, and we're very excited about that. And I'm not at liberty to disclose at this point where that will be, but when Rob joins us, maybe he'll feel free to do that. Part of what we're doing here is we're looking at the reality of location-based entertainment within the context of racing, and the reality that we're all experiencing right now and hopefully are on our way out of, but still within the same sort of pandemic. Create a pandemic-friendly or pandemic-safe environment where racers can compete without feeling uncomfortable in the locations. Part of what we're doing is we're integrating the location and the race club itself through a mobile app where users can book reservations for the chairs, book tournaments. We're going to have on-site notifications so people don't have to wait in line and they can come when their race is ready. The chairs themselves will be equipped with fans that eliminate the virus aerosols from the area. Each chair itself is socially distanced, and basically we have a whole flow through and throughput for the experience that recognizes the issues around COVID safety, but also from an operational standpoint increases the efficiency of these venues themselves. Players, while they wait, excuse me, players while they wait in line will be able to see what the experience is like and what they're going to experience when they sit in the chair through the televisions that are outside. Races are going to be seen and viewed on the screen inside in terms of what's going on with the actual races themselves. One of the things that we try to do is 2 things. One, we recognize that traffic in these venues right now and probably into the future for a few years, maybe 1 to 3 years, might be a little lighter than it had been in 2019. So one of the things we wanted to do was increase the revenue potential per guest. But we don't want to do it just in terms of building revenue. We're trying to do it in terms of creating a whole racing experience. And so what we're doing is when you sit in the chair, you can pay for each event that you play. But there's also entry-based contests where tournaments that you can schedule and set up. There's head-to-head wagering, whether those are virtual points or actual cash. We have VRX Live events, which is a very exciting technology that I'm going to share with you in a few minutes. And then we have something called sponsorship activations, where various different sponsors like Mobil 1 or Coke can actually sponsor the tournament based on purchases. So as you purchase a product, you get a code, and that code enters you into the specific sponsored tournament that we're putting on. We want to set up leagues and tournaments so players can play much like, the softball leagues and hockey leagues. And we want to make a racing league where everyone can play, everyone can compete. You don't have to drive in a real racing car. You can compete in our sims in one of our racing leagues. There'll be entry fees to play. We'll set up tournaments, and it'll work just like your classic rec leagues across various different sports, making it virtual but maintaining the exhilaration and the thrill of the actual race is really what our mantra is, and that's what we're trying to do. We're going to have head-to-head wagering, so players will be able to remotely place wagers against one another. Those could be for frequency points, they could be for loyalty points, they could be for actual cash wagering. Our company has been doing this for a number of years on a separate sports gaming platform where we have the ability to do wagering and set up tournaments and set up leagues. The purchase-based sponsorship, as I described, would basically be sponsored events by the likes of a Coca-Cola or a Mobil. And the idea would be when you purchase a Coke, much like the Tim Hortons roll up the rim to win, you'll get a code, and when you enter that code, you're entered into the specific sponsored contest. We're also connecting this and integrating this with a mobile application so players can set up their own teams. We'll have profiles of all our racers, so we'll know exactly how good they are in terms of their levels, their skill level, whether they're a casual racer or a semi-professional racer. They'll be able to communicate with one another. They'll be able to see races that are going on the location through their phone. And again, the mobile application will facilitate booking, on-site notifications when you're on the site, when your turn is up, contest entries and management, and connect to existing location apps and concession ordering. Importantly, one of the other things we're trying to do is connect the venue to the home. So again, recognizing some of the traffic challenges that these locations are going to have, people can still play with you at home, watch the results, and be a part of the overall race. Part of what we're doing also is within the mobile app, we want you to be able to tune your car. So you'll have your own car that when you enter the race, you come in with your vehicle. You could tune it at home to do special things and give yourself an advantage as you get into the race. Special events is an unbelievable technology that we have, a patent pending technology whereby we put sensors and cameras on existing race cars that are actually racing in various different motorsport races. And we link the sensors to the actual sim chair in our locations or in homes. And players can basically be a virtual passenger in an actual race in real time with all the haptics that are coming, the haptics being the feel, the movement, the vibrations, the turns of the actual vehicle that's in the race. You will experience in your sim chair along with the actual racer. This is actually a bi-directional technology. In other words, we could also, and we've done this, control an actual fifth scale race car on a racetrack through the sim, whereby the fifth scale car is set up with the cameras and the sensors, and everything that car actually experiences on the road, you experience in the sim chair itself. These chairs can be networked together so that 3, 4, or any number of players can witness the exact same car at the exact same time in their chair, along with the racer himself. So the partners we're looking at right now is we're in discussions with TSN as a media partner. We're talking to NASCAR in the short term in terms of rights for the NASCAR names and tracks, and we're looking at working with the Rec Room and Cineplex Odeon as our venue partner.